Greetings, seekers of spiritual wisdom. Today we explore a realm that often eludes our everyday perception, the subtle ways spirits communicate with us. In our physical world, we're accustomed to clear, direct forms of communication, but the spirit realm operates differently, using subtle cues and signs that require a heightened awareness to perceive and interpret. As we navigate this earthly existence, we're constantly surrounded by energies and entities beyond our immediate perception. These spirits, be they our guardian angels, spirit guides, or loved ones who've crossed over, often attempt to communicate with us. Their messages may carry warnings, guidance, or simply reassurance of their presence. So, recognizing these signs is crucial for our spiritual growth and sometimes even our physical well-being. When we tune into these messages, we open ourselves to a wealth of wisdom and support from the unseen realms. But how do we distinguish between mere coincidence and genuine spiritual communication? In this exploration, we'll uncover 10 clear signs that a spirit is attempting to warn you or communicate with you. We'll also discuss how to interpret these signs and respond to them in a way that honors the message and strengthens your connection to the spirit world.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
The first sign we'll explore is the occurrence of recurring numbers or symbols. Have you ever noticed a particular number sequence appearing repeatedly in your life? Perhaps you keep seeing 1111 on clocks, or the number 333 shows up on license plates, receipts, or phone numbers. This phenomenon, often referred to as angel numbers, is a common method spirits use to catch our attention. These number sequences aren't random, they carry vibrational frequencies and symbolic meanings. For instance, 111 often signifies that a manifestation opportunity is at hand, while 444 is associated with angelic protection. When you consistently encounter these numbers, it's a clear indication that the spirit realm is trying to communicate with you. The key to interpreting these messages lies in your intuition. While there are general meanings associated with these numbers, the true message is often personal and specific to your life situation. When you notice these recurring numbers, pause and reflect on your current thoughts and circumstances. The message is likely related to what's prominently on your mind or a decision you're facing. The second sign is the appearance of feathers in unexpected places. Feathers, particularly white ones, have long been associated with angelic presence across various cultures. Finding a feather in an unusual location, perhaps on your doorstep, in your house, or even falling in front of you as you walk, is often interpreted as a sign that your guardian angel or a loved one in spirit is near. The color of the feather can provide additional insight into the message. White feathers typically symbolize purity and protection, while black feathers might indicate that the spirit is shielding you from negative energy. Brown feathers often carry messages of grounding and stability, while blue feathers might signify communication and truth. When you find these feathers, take a moment to acknowledge the presence of your spiritual guides. Express gratitude for their message and remain open to further communication. You might even consider keeping a journal of these occurrences, noting the circumstances surrounding each feather appearance. Over time, you may notice patterns that provide deeper insight into the messages you're receiving. The third sign is experiencing unusual sensations in your body. You might feel a sudden, unexplained chill or warmth, particularly on one side of your body, or in a specific area. Some people report feeling a light touch on their shoulder or arm when no one is physically present. Others might experience a tingling sensation in their crown chakra or third eye area. These physical sensations are often the spirit's way of making their presence known in a tangible way. They're attempting to bridge the gap between their non-physical existence and our physical reality. The location of these sensations can sometimes provide clues about the message. For example, a sensation in your ear might indicate that the spirit is trying to tell you something, while a feeling in your heart area could signify a message of love or emotional support. As we reflect on these first three signs, a profound question emerges. How might our lives transform if we lived with constant awareness of the spiritual guidance surrounding us? Soldekure invites us to consider the interconnectedness of the physical and spiritual realms and our unique position as beings who can perceive and interact with both. In embracing these signs, we're called to cultivate a balance between spiritual receptivity and grounded discernment. It's crucial to remain open to these subtle communications while also using our rational minds to interpret and apply the messages in practical ways. As we continue our journey into the realm of spiritual communication, we encounter the fourth sign, vivid and prophetic dreams. Dreams have long been recognized as a conduit for spiritual messages across cultures and throughout history. When a spirit is trying to communicate with you, your dreams may become more intense, detailed, and memorable. These spiritually significant dreams often feature departed loved ones, spirit guides, or symbolic imagery that carries important messages. You might find yourself in conversations with those who've passed on, receiving advice or warnings about future events. Sometimes these dreams may feel more real than your waking life, leaving a lasting impression long after you've awakened. To discern the meaning of these dreams, pay attention to the emotions they evoke and any symbols or recurring themes. Keep a dream journal by your bedside and record your dreams immediately upon waking. Over time, patterns may emerge, revealing deeper layers of spiritual guidance. The fifth sign of spiritual communication is the unexplained malfunctioning of electronic devices. You might notice lights flickering when you enter a room, your phone behaving erratically, or your television turning on and off by itself. While these occurrences can have mundane explanations, when they happen repeatedly or in conjunction with other signs, they may indicate a spirit's presence. Spirits, being energy forms, can interact with electrical fields. They may use this ability to catch your attention or signal their presence. When you experience these electronic disturbances, pause and acknowledge the potential spiritual presence. You might even vocalize a greeting or ask if there's a message for you. The sixth sign is the sudden appearance of significant objects. You might stumble upon an item that belonged to a departed loved one, or find an object that holds special meaning to you in an unexpected place. These objects often appear at moments when you're seeking guidance or reassurance. For instance, you might be thinking about a deceased grandparent and then find their old watch that you thought was lost. Or perhaps you're grappling with a difficult decision and you come across a book that offers relevant wisdom, seemingly out of nowhere. These occurrences are not mere coincidences, but carefully orchestrated events by your spiritual guides. The seventh sign is experiencing a sudden, unexplained shift in temperature. You might feel a cold spot in a room or a warm, comforting presence enveloping you. These temperature changes are often localized and can't be explained by environmental factors. Cold spots are traditionally associated with spirit presence, while a warm, comforting sensation might indicate the presence of a loving guide or ancestor. When you notice these temperature shifts, take a moment to center yourself and open your mind to any messages or intuitions that may come through. As we ponder these signs, a profound question arises: how does our acknowledgement and interpretation of these spiritual communications shape our reality and our spiritual growth? This inquiry invites us to consider the active role we play in our spiritual experiences and the potential for deepening our connection to the unseen realms. Embracing these signs requires a delicate balance of openness and discernment. While it's important to remain receptive to spiritual messages, it's equally crucial to approach these experiences with a grounded perspective. Not every dream or electronic malfunction carries spiritual significance, but developing your intuition will help you distinguish between ordinary occurrences and genuine spiritual communications. As we prepare to explore the final 3 signs of spiritual communication, consider this: how might your life transform if you approached each day with the awareness that spiritual guidance is constantly available to you? Are you ready to fine-tune your spiritual senses and open yourself to the profound wisdom that surrounds you in every moment? Remember, the spirits communicating with you are not separate from you, but a part of the vast, interconnected web of consciousness that we all share. By acknowledging and engaging with these communications, you're not just receiving messages, you're actively participating in the cosmic dialogue that shapes our collective reality. As we delve deeper into the realm of spiritual communication, we encounter the 8th sign: unexplained scents or fragrances. You might suddenly catch a whiff of your grandmother's perfume, even though she's long passed, or perhaps the aroma of your favorite childhood treat wafts through the air, triggering memories and emotions. These olfactory experiences, seemingly disconnected from any physical source, are potent indicators of spiritual presence. Our sense of smell is intimately connected to our memory and emotions, making it a powerful channel for spiritual communication. When a spirit wants to evoke a particular memory or emotion, they may manifest a scent associated with that experience. These fragrances often appear briefly and intensely, fading as quickly as they arrived. When you encounter these spectral scents, pause and reflect on the memories and feelings they evoke. What message might be contained in this olfactory reminder? Are you being called to reconnect with a particular aspect of your past, or to carry forward a cherished quality of a departed loved one? The 9th sign of spiritual communication is the presence of animals behaving unusually. You might notice birds repeatedly appearing at your window, or a particular animal crossing your path multiple times in a short period. Domestic pets, too, can serve as conduits for spiritual messages, suddenly becoming attentive to an unseen presence or behaving in ways that seem to respond to an invisible stimulus. In many spiritual traditions, animals are seen as messengers between the physical and spiritual realms. Their actions and appearances can carry symbolic meanings or serve as omens. Pay attention to the type of animal, its behavior, and the emotions or thoughts you experience in its presence. These details can provide clues to the message being conveyed. For instance, a butterfly repeatedly appearing might symbolize transformation or the presence of a departed loved one. A hawk circling overhead could be a sign of spiritual protection or a call to adopt a higher perspective on a situation. Trust your intuition in interpreting these animal encounters, as the meaning is often personal and specific to your life circumstances. The 10th and final sign we'll explore is experiencing synchronicities or meaningful coincidences. You might think of someone and then immediately receive a call or message from them, or perhaps you've been grappling with a question only to find the answer appearing in a book you randomly open, a conversation you overhear, or a billboard you pass by. These synchronicities are more than mere chance. They're orchestrated events designed to guide you, confirm you're on the right path, or provide answers to your unspoken questions. They often occur in clusters, creating a sense of alignment and flow in your life when you're attuned to spiritual guidance. To fully benefit from these synchronicities, cultivate a state of mindful awareness in your daily life. Notice the patterns and connections between events, no matter how subtle. When you experience a meaningful coincidence, take a moment to acknowledge it and reflect on its potential significance in your life. As we contemplate these final signs of spiritual communication, a profound question emerges. How might our perception of reality shift if we viewed every experience as a potential message from the spiritual realm? This inquiry invites us to consider the possibility that there is no true separation between the physical and spiritual worlds, that every moment, every encounter carries the potential for divine guidance and insight. Embracing this perspective requires a radical shift in consciousness. It calls us to approach life with a sense of wonder and curiosity, to see the sacred in the mundane, and to recognize our role as co-creators in this cosmic dance of communication and manifestation. As we conclude our exploration of these 10 signs, remember that spiritual communication is not a one-way street. It's an ongoing dialogue between you and the unseen realms. Your awareness, your openness, and your willingness to engage with these messages play a crucial role in strengthening this connection. Consider this. How might you actively invite more of these spiritual communications into your life? What practices or mindsets could you cultivate to enhance your receptivity to these subtle yet profound messages? As we conclude our exploration of the 10 signs of spiritual communication, it's crucial to understand that recognizing these signs is just the beginning. The true power lies in how we respond to and integrate these messages into our lives. This final part will guide you in developing a more profound and intentional relationship with the spiritual realm. First, cultivate a practice of stillness and silence. In our busy world, we're often too preoccupied to notice the subtle whispers of spirit. Set aside time each day for meditation or quiet reflection. This doesn't need to be lengthy. Even a few minutes of focused breathing can create space for spiritual connection. In this stillness, you become more attuned to the subtle energies around you, enhancing your ability to perceive spiritual messages. Next, develop your intuition. Your intuition is your inner compass, guiding you towards truth and alignment. To strengthen it, start by paying attention to your gut feelings and first impressions. When you receive a spiritual sign, notice your immediate, instinctual response before your logical mind begins to analyze. Over time, you'll learn to trust these intuitive hits, recognizing them as valuable spiritual guidance. Practice gratitude for the signs you receive. Gratitude raises your vibrational frequency, making you more receptive to spiritual communication. When you notice a sign, pause to express thanks. This acknowledgement not only deepens your connection with the spiritual realm, but also invites more frequent and clear communications. Learn to discern between genuine spiritual messages and your own projections or wishful thinking. This discernment is crucial for maintaining a clear channel of communication. One way to develop this skill is by keeping a journal of your spiritual experiences. Over time, patterns will emerge, helping you distinguish between authentic spiritual signs and your own mental construct. Remember, spirits communicate not just to provide comfort or warnings, but to guide your spiritual growth. When you receive a message, ask yourself, how can I apply this guidance to evolve spiritually? What aspect of myself am I being called to develop or heal? This approach transforms spiritual communication from a passive experience into an active journey of self-discovery and growth. Embrace the concept of co-creation in your spiritual communications. You're not merely a recipient of messages, but an active participant in this cosmic dialogue. Your thoughts, intentions, and actions shape the nature and frequency of the spiritual guidance you receive. By consciously setting intentions and asking for guidance, you can direct this spiritual conversation towards areas of your life where you seek growth or clarity. As you deepen your practice of spiritual communication, you may find yourself experiencing more frequent and profound signs. But don't be alarmed by this increased activity. Instead, view it as a natural progression of your spiritual journey. You're not becoming more haunted, you're becoming more aware of the spiritual dimensions that have always surrounded you. Finally, remember that the ultimate goal of spiritual communication is not to become dependent on external signs, but to awaken to the divinity within yourself. As you become more attuned to spiritual messages, you'll likely find that the distinction between you and the spirit world begins to blur. You'll recognize that you are an integral part of this vast spiritual tapestry, capable of accessing divine wisdom directly. As we close this exploration, I invite you to ponder a profound question. How might your life transform if you approached each moment as an opportunity for spiritual communion? What becomes possible when you recognize every experience, every interaction, as a potential vessel for divine communication? In embracing these signs and cultivating your spiritual awareness, you're not just enhancing your ability to receive guidance. You're stepping into your role as a conscious co-creator of reality, actively participating in the grand cosmic dance of existence. Spirits are not separate from you, they are aspects of the universal consciousness that you are a part of. Well, now go forth with open eyes, an open heart, and an open mind. The spiritual realm is constantly communicating with you, offering guidance, support, and love. Your task is simply to listen, to trust, and to act on the wisdom you receive. In doing so, you'll find yourself walking a path of profound purpose, deep connection, and limitless potential.